Someone jealous has been speaking against you. But God is turning it all around tonight. Listen carefully, my child, because this is not random and you were not brought here by accident. You are hearing this because something unseen has been happening behind the scenes of your life and heaven refuses to let you stay unaware any longer. Don't skip this, you must hear this now, because even as you watch, words have been spoken about you in secret places, whispers carried by jealousy, smiles hiding sharp intentions, conversations where your name was mentioned without your presence. And you felt it without knowing why, that sudden heaviness, that strange resistance, that unexplained delay. Tell me honestly, have you felt a shift lately that you couldn't explain? My beloved, I need you to stay with me because what I am revealing now is urgent. There has been someone close enough to see your progress but distant enough to resent it, someone who watched your growth quietly and allowed envy to turn into spoken opposition, and those words were not harmless. Words carry weight in the spiritual realm, and this is why some doors felt harder to open than before. This is why peace felt interrupted at unexpected moments, but listen carefully, do not let fear rise. Because before those words ever left their mouth, I had already heard them, and before they could settle into your destiny, I intercepted them. Do you believe that nothing spoken against you goes unnoticed by heaven? Chosen one, this is where the story turns, and don't skip this part, because many stop listening right before the reversal begins. The very moment jealousy tried to attach itself to your future, I placed a shield around you, a covering you could not see but always felt, that inner push telling you not to give up, that quiet strength returning when you should have been exhausted. Have you noticed how you didn't fall apart even when things felt unfair? Listen, I know the nights you questioned yourself, I know the moments you replayed conversations wondering what went wrong, and here is the truth you must hear now. It was never you. It was never your flaw, it was the discomfort of someone who couldn't stand the favor resting on your life. But hear me, my child, jealousy does not have the final word, I do. And tonight I am turning what was spoken in darkness into light-filled evidence of your protection. Don't skip this, because the next part is crucial. Every word sent to harm you is now being rerouted to elevate you. Every plan to slow you down is being rewritten to accelerate you. Does that stir something in your spirit right now? You may have felt isolated, misunderstood, even doubting your own worth, but listen carefully, isolation was not punishment, it was preparation, because I needed you separated from voices that could not go where I am taking you next, and this is where the mystery deepens. Because the very person who tried to block you unknowingly activated your next level. What they meant for harm has already been flipped in the unseen. Do you feel that quiet sense of relief rising as you hear this? My beloved, I am speaking directly to you now, because something is about to happen suddenly, not gradually, suddenly, and it will confuse those who spoke against you. They will wonder how you advanced so quickly when they expected you to struggle. But don't skip ahead, because I haven't told you the most important part yet. There is a reason this message reached you tonight and not yesterday. There is a reason your spirit felt pulled to listen, because the turning point is not coming someday. It has already begun, and if you stop now you will miss the confirmation meant to anchor your faith. Tell me, do you feel like this message is describing your life with frightening accuracy? Stay with me, chosen one, because what happens next will shock you. Because the moment you understand what I am about to reveal, you will never see the last season of your life the same way again. Listen carefully, my child, don't skip this, because while you were wondering why resistance increased, why pressure felt heavier, why peace felt interrupted, I was allowing exposure to happen quietly. Jealousy cannot stay hidden forever, it always reveals itself through patterns. delays, subtle betrayals, and sudden distance, and you sensed it before you could explain it, didn't you? Tell me honestly, did you feel someone's energy change toward you even though their words stayed polite? My beloved, that discernment was not imagination, it was protection activating, and I need you to hear this next part with your whole spirit, because not only were words spoken against you, but intentions were formed, and intentions without authority cannot stand before my covering. Listen carefully. I never allow an attack without also releasing an advantage. And the very pressure you felt was proof that something valuable is being guarded within you. Do you understand why the opposition increased right before a breakthrough? Don't skip this moment, because many people misinterpret resistance as rejection, but in your case it was confirmation that you are carrying something others cannot control, something they fear losing access to, something they wish they had themselves, and that envy tried to slow you down through confusion and self-doubt. Have you noticed how your mind was targeted more than your circumstances? My child, that was intentional, because when the enemy cannot stop destiny externally, it tries internally. But listen, this is where reassurance floods in, because even in your weakest moments, you were still protected, still standing, still moving forward even when it felt slow, and that is not by chance, that is because I was redirecting every spoken word, every hidden intention, every quiet plan, and I was weaving them into your elevation. Do you feel peace settling in your chest right now? As this truth lands, chosen one, I need you to stay focused, because something is unfolding that you cannot yet see with your eyes. The people who spoke against you believe their words worked. They think delay means defeat, but delay was never denial. It was alignment of timing, alignment of position, alignment of witnesses who will soon see the reversal clearly. Listen carefully, don't skip this, because the next phase requires you to stop doubting yourself. The turning around does not happen when you shrink, it happens when you stand firm in who I say you are. Have you felt a sudden urge recently to reclaim your confidence? My beloved, that urge is not random, it is preparation, because when the turnaround becomes visible, you will need inner certainty to handle outer acceleration. And here is the mystery I haven't fully revealed yet. The jealousy that spoke against you is about to expose itself without you saying a word. I will handle it. I will bring clarity without confrontation. And those who questioned your integrity will soon question their assumptions. Do you believe that justice does not require your defense? Listen carefully, because the shift begins internally before it manifests externally. And tonight your spirit is being recalibrated for favor, for restoration, for unexpected vindication. Don't skip this, because the next truth will anchor everything you've been through. What I am about to do will not just turn it around quietly, it will leave evidence, and everything is about to change. And when the evidence begins to surface, it will feel surreal to you. Listen carefully, my child, because this is the moment where confusion gives way to clarity, and you finally understand why you had to endure what you did. Don't skip this, because many miss the meaning right here. The jealousy that spoke against you was never about your mistakes, it was about your potential. It was about what they saw forming in you before it fully emerged, and that is why the attack felt premature, unexpected, and undeserved. Tell me honestly, did you ever wonder why the pressure came before the promise appeared? My beloved, I allowed you to walk through that season not to break you but to sharpen your discernment, to teach you how to hear my voice even when others speak loudly, and now I am drawing a line between what was sent to harm you and what will now be used to elevate you. Listen carefully, because this is a prophetic interruption. The cycle of opposition is closing, and the cycle of favor is opening. But it requires you to release the weight you've been carrying in silence. Have you been holding in hurt you never spoke about? Chosen one, I see the moments you smiled while feeling wounded. I saw you keep moving when you wanted to stop, and I am telling you now, none of that was wasted. Every tear watered the ground for what is about to rise. Don't skip this, because the next shift will feel sudden. One conversation, one opportunity, one unexpected confirmation, and things will start moving faster than you imagined. Do you feel that sense of anticipation stirring inside you right now? Listen, the people who doubted you will soon be confused by your calm, your progress, your peace, because while they expected you to respond with anger or explanation, you chose endurance, and endurance attracts my intervention. This is where reassurance wraps around you. You were never unprotected, even when you felt exposed. I was standing between you and what was meant to harm you, redirecting it in real time. Have you noticed how certain situations didn't escalate the way they should have? My child, that was not luck, that was my hand, and now the mystery deepens, because what I am about to release into your life will make the past resistance make sense. The delay was creating contrast, so that when the turnaround happens, it cannot be denied. Don't skip this, because I need you anchored before the acceleration begins. There will be moments ahead where things move so quickly you'll need to remember this confirmation. Tell me, do you believe that your story is being rewritten right now? Chosen one, tonight marks a spiritual pivot. The words spoken against you are losing their power, their influence is dissolving, and your name is being spoken in rooms of favor you haven't entered yet. Listen carefully, because the next revelation will explain why this turnaround will arrive sooner than you expect, and the truth I haven't revealed yet will change everything. Because timing is the weapon I use when I silence opposition. Listen carefully, my child, don't skip this moment, because what I am about to say explains why everything is happening now and not later. Jealousy spoke prematurely, but destiny responds precisely, and the reason the turnaround is accelerating is because the season of concealment is ending. What was hidden for protection is now being revealed for promotion. Tell me honestly, have you felt an unusual sense that something is about to break open without warning? My beloved, this is not imagination, this is alignment reaching completion. The same mouths that tried to weaken your confidence will soon be silent in confusion, because I am shifting conversations, I am changing narratives, I am repositioning you where words spoken against you cannot reach. Listen carefully, because this is a divine interruption. You will not need to announce your vindication. It will announce itself through visible change, sudden favor, and undeniable peace. Don't skip this. Because many underestimate what quiet faith produces. You stayed when leaving would have been easier, you trusted when proof was delayed, and that endurance unlocked a response that jealousy could never cancel. Have you noticed how your spirit feels steadier even before circumstances fully change? Chosen one, that stability is evidence that the storm is losing authority over you. Now hear this closely. The person who spoke against you believes time is on their side, but time answers to me, and tonight I am compressing seasons. What should have taken longer will now unfold quickly. Doors that resisted will open without explanation, and those watching will not understand how it happened. Do you feel that mix of excitement and disbelief rising inside you right now? My child, reassurance is flowing because fear no longer has permission to lead you. I am restoring your confidence quietly so that when the breakthrough appears, you are ready to receive it without shock. Don't skip this, because the next phase requires clarity, not chaos. There will be an invitation, an opportunity, or a confirmation that arrives unexpectedly, and it will carry my signature. Peace without strain. Progress without begging. Have you been sensing a pull toward something new even Without details yet? Listen carefully, because the mystery deepens here. The jealousy that targeted you will be used as contrast to highlight your character. While they spoke, you endured. While they plotted, you remained faithful, and that contrast is about to be visible, not for revenge, but for recognition, recognition that cannot be argued with. Chosen one, I need you present now, because the next revelation anchors everything. Tonight is not just a turning point, it is a ceiling. Words spoken against you are expiring, and favor is being authorized, and what I am about to do next will leave no room for doubt. Everything is about to change. And when favor is authorized, it does not arrive quietly. Listen carefully, my child, don't skip this, because this is where many underestimate what is unfolding. The shift you are sensing is not emotional, it is spiritual. Contracts in the unseen are being rewritten, permissions are changing, access is being granted, and this is why your spirit has felt restless but hopeful at the same time. Tell me honestly, have you felt an unexplainable urgency to get ready for something you can't fully name yet? My beloved, that urgency is preparation, because when I turn situations around, I do it completely, not partially, and what was once draining you will soon energize you. What once resisted you will begin to cooperate. Listen carefully, because this is a prophetic interruption. The jealousy that tried to slow your progress has reached its limit. It cannot follow you into the next phase. And this is why separation has intensified recently, people fading, conversations ending, paths diverging. Have you noticed certain connections dissolving without conflict? Chosen one, that is not loss, that is release, and reassurance is flowing now because you are not being pushed out, you are being pulled forward. I am lightening your load so you can move faster. Don't skip this, because the next blessing requires freedom, not baggage. And here is the mystery you must hear. The very area where words were spoken against you will become the area where favor speaks for you. Results will answer questions you never respond to. Do you believe that silence paired with success is a form of justice? My child, I am repositioning you where your presence alone shifts atmospheres, where you no longer need to explain your heart, because your fruit will speak clearly. Listen carefully, because the acceleration will surprise you. One yes will undo many no's. One moment will redeem months of waiting, and it will feel sudden, even though heaven has been arranging it for a long time. Have you felt moments lately where hope returned without effort? Chosen one, that is because your season has changed internally, and the external world is catching up. Don't skip this, because what comes next requires courage. You will be seen, recognized, and supported in ways that feel unfamiliar, and you must not shrink when favor finds you. Tell me, are you ready to receive without questioning your worth? Listen closely now, because the final reveal is near. The jealousy that spoke against you will not get the satisfaction of watching you struggle. They will only see the aftermath of my intervention, and what I am about to release will close this chapter permanently. The final truth I have not revealed yet is about to surface, and it will explain everything you endured. What happens next will shock you. Because the shock will not come from chaos but from clarity. Listen carefully, my child, don't skip this final moment, because this is where the meaning of it all is revealed. The jealousy that spoke against you was never meant to stop you. It was meant to reveal who was truly for you and who could not go with you. And now that separation has done its work, acceleration has permission to begin. Tell me honestly, do you feel lighter now than you did at the beginning of this message? My beloved, that lightness is the release of a burden you were never meant to carry long term. I allowed the words spoken against you to surface so I could remove their power completely, not temporarily, and tonight that chapter is closing. listen carefully, because this is a divine sealing, no lingering influence, no delayed backlash, no unfinished business. What was sent to harm you has been neutralized at the root. Do you believe that when I finish something, it stays finished? Chosen one, here is the truth that ties everything together. The reason this turnaround feels sudden is because it was prepared in silence. While you were enduring, I was arranging witnesses, confirmations, and outcomes that cannot be denied, and when they appear, they will arrive together, not scattered. Don't skip this, because the next season will require discernment, not defense. You will move differently now. Speak less, trust more, and let favor speak on your behalf. Have you noticed your desire to explain yourself fading lately? My child, that is wisdom rising. Reassurance settles here because you are no longer waiting for justice, you are stepping into it, and this justice looks like peace, momentum, and restored confidence. Listen carefully, because the final mystery is this: the jealousy that targeted you unknowingly activated intercession on your behalf. Prayers you didn't know were being prayed, doors you didn't know were being unlocked, support you didn't know was forming. Do you feel humbled realizing how protected you truly were? Chosen one, tonight marks the shift from survival to stability, from resistance to flow, from questioning to knowing, and you will feel it in the days ahead through calm decisions, clear opportunities, and unforced progress. Don't skip this, because your response matters. Receive this without fear, without hesitation, without shrinking. Tell me, are you ready to walk forward without looking back at what tried to stop you? My beloved, I am going ahead of you now, and the evidence of this turnaround will begin to appear in ways you cannot ignore. Conversations will change, outcomes will shift, and peace will remain. And the final thing I will say to you is this: stay attentive, because the confirmation of everything you just heard is closer than you think, and everything is about to change.
Beware, dear mother and sister. God wants to save you from a man. His name will shock you. Listen carefully, my beloved, because this message is not random and it is not for everyone. It is for you, yes you, the one who almost skipped this moment but felt a sudden pull to stay. My child, this is a divine interruption and you must hear this now. There is a man connected to your life, connected to your prayers, connected to your tears, and God says do not ignore this warning, do not minimize this feeling in your spirit, because heaven has seen what you could not see yet, and heaven has decided to speak before it is too late. My daughter, you have been kind, you have been patient, you have been forgiving beyond reason, and that is exactly why this message has found you. Tell me honestly, have you felt uneasy about someone lately even though you couldn't explain why? Listen carefully. This is not fear meant to paralyze you. This is protection sent to position you. There is urgency in my voice because time is sensitive right now, and if you stop listening you may miss a turning point designed to save you from deep sorrow. Don't skip this, my beloved, because what I am revealing now has been hidden for years. You were chosen to hear it today. There is a man whose words sound supportive but whose spirit carries confusion, whose presence drains your peace slowly, quietly, subtly, and you have felt tired after interactions with him without knowing why. Have you noticed how your joy fades after certain conversations? This is not coincidence, this is confirmation. Fear may rise in you right now, and that is natural, but hear this clearly: you are not alone, you are covered, you are seen, and heaven is actively intervening on your behalf. My child, God says, I will not let what harmed your past destroy your future. You are marked for protection, marked for clarity, marked for escape before damage takes root. Listen carefully, because I am not revealing everything yet. and that is intentional. Suspense is mercy. Right now, because what is coming requires your full attention, you must hear this. The man I am warning you about entered your life during a vulnerable season, when you were tired, when you were praying for understanding, when you needed support, and he appeared familiar, safe, even divinely sent. But beneath the surface there is manipulation masked as care, control masked as concern, and delay masked as patience. Tell me, do you feel a quiet resistance in your spirit as I speak? Do not ignore that, my beloved, that is discernment awakening. Immediate urgency is upon you now, because decisions you make in the coming days will shape the next chapter of your life. But fear not, sudden reassurance is flowing even now. God says, I am ahead of you. I have already prepared a way of escape. You are not trapped. You are not bound. You are not foolish. You are chosen and protected. Listen, don't skip this, because I am about to reveal something that will connect the dots of your past pain, your present confusion, and your future freedom. Hope is rising even as tension shakes you, because this warning is not punishment, it is promotion. It is evidence that your destiny is valuable enough to defend. My child, you are stepping into a season where truth replaces tolerance, where peace replaces pressure, where clarity replaces confusion. And yet there is one more thing you must know. One shocking truth that has not been spoken yet, one detail about this man that will make everything suddenly make sense. Do you believe this message found you on purpose? Stay with me, because what happens next will shock you. Because the name I am about to uncover carries weight, memory, and spiritual authority, and before I speak it you must prepare your heart. My beloved, listen carefully. This is not gossip, this is revelation, and revelation always comes with responsibility. Don't skip this moment, because many ignored this warning before you and paid a heavy emotional price. My child, the man God is warning you about is not a stranger. And that is what makes this so dangerous. He is familiar, trusted, perhaps even respected by others, and that is why confusion has lingered so long. Tell me honestly, have you defended someone even while feeling unsettled inside? The urgency increases now because the season of delay is ending. Rising mystery surrounds this connection because his intentions were never meant to be obvious. They were meant to unfold slowly, like a shadow moving at dusk, unnoticed until darkness deepens. Fear may tighten your chest as you listen, but stay with me, because fear here is not from God. It is the alarm bell before rescue arrives. Sudden reassurance flows again as heaven speaks. God says, I expose this not to shame you but to shield you. You are not late, you are right on time, chosen one. The name connected to this man carries a pattern, not just letters, a pattern you have seen before in your life, a pattern of emotional dependency, of promises that shift, of words that sound holy but lead to heaviness. Have you noticed how your prayers became more confusing instead of clearer after trusting Him? Listen carefully, this is not random. Repetition is mercy, repetition is protection, because you were trained to doubt your discernment, but today God restores it. The name I speak carries a meaning tied to control, dominance, or false strength, and when you hear it your spirit will react before your mind does. Don't skip this, because many people around you may praise this man, but heaven measures differently. Immediate urgency rises again because conversations are coming, decisions are approaching, and silence will no longer protect you, but clarity will. My beloved, this man's name has been spoken in your prayers more than you realize, sometimes in confusion, sometimes in frustration, sometimes in quiet tears at night. Tell me, have you ever asked God why peace disappears around one specific person? Fear peaks here because truth dismantles illusions, but sudden divine comfort wraps around you now. God says, I am with you. I will give you the words. I will open the door. I will remove the weight. Hope rises because separation is not loss when God initiates it. It is deliverance. Destiny is calling you forward, not backward, and this connection cannot follow you into the next season. You are chosen for freedom, chosen for clarity, chosen for joy that does not cost your soul. Listen carefully. The shocking part is not just the name itself, but what that name represents in your life story. A cycle that ends now, a lesson that completes now, a door that closes now. Do you feel relief mixed with fear as I say this? That is confirmation. Stay with me, because I am about to reveal how God will remove this man without chaos, without shame, without regret, and the way it happens will change everything, because the truth I haven't revealed yet will change everything. And the way heaven moves next will feel gentle on the surface but decisive in the spirit. Listen carefully, my child, because this is where many lose focus and miss the miracle. Don't skip this moment, because what I am about to say explains why you have felt a strange pause in your life, as if progress slowed just enough to make you question yourself. Immediate urgency returns now because timing matters. The removal God is orchestrating will not look like drama, it will look like distance. Conversations that fade, opportunities that quietly dissolve, access that suddenly closes, and you may be tempted to reach back out of habit, but you must hear this. Listen carefully. The silence will be protection, not punishment. Rising mystery surrounds how cleanly this separation happens, because when God intervenes, He does not always announce it with thunder. Sometimes He uses stillness. Fear may rise again as you imagine being misunderstood, judged, or questioned, but sudden reassurance flows immediately. God says, I will guard your reputation, I will guard your heart, I will guard your future. You will not have to explain what I am removing. Chosen one, you have carried guilt that was never yours, responsibility that was never assigned to you, and emotional weight that slowly stole your strength. Tell me honestly, have you felt tired in ways rest couldn't fix? Listen carefully, this is not random. Repetition is intentional, because you were taught to endure instead of discern, to stay instead of listen. But today that pattern breaks. Hope rises as you realize you are not losing love, you are being redirected toward peace. Destiny speaks louder now, because once this man is removed, clarity returns quickly, prayers feel lighter, decisions feel easier, joy feels safer. Don't skip this, because the next revelation confirms why God waited until now. Rising suspense builds because the delay was strategic. My beloved, if this separation happened earlier you would have blamed yourself, but now you will recognize God's hand. Fear peaks briefly when you imagine standing alone, but sudden divine comfort wraps you again. God says, I am not removing without replacing, I am not closing without opening, I am not ending without beginning. Have you noticed new thoughts about your future recently, ideas you hadn't allowed yourself to imagine before? That is not coincidence, that is preparation. Listen carefully, because once this man exits your emotional space, a blessing that was blocked begins to move, conversations align, opportunities unlock, peace settles, and you will look back and realize the heaviness was never normal. My child, this is why the name mattered, because it symbolized a role, not a person, and that role is finished now. Do you feel something lifting as I speak? That is confirmation. Stay with me, because the next part reveals the exact sign you will notice when God completes this removal, and when you see it, you will know without doubt that everything is about to change. Because the sign will be subtle yet undeniable. Listen carefully, my beloved. Don't skip this moment because heaven rarely repeats itself this clearly. Immediate urgency rises again because the confirmation will arrive faster than you expect, and if you are distracted you may dismiss it as coincidence. Rising mystery surrounds this sign because it does not come through words but through absence. A sudden quiet where tension once lived, a calm reaction where anxiety once ruled, and when it happens your body will feel it before your mind understands it. Tell me honestly, have you ever felt relief without knowing why? Fear may whisper that something is wrong when peace arrives suddenly, but hear this, sudden reassurance flows now. God says peace is not emptiness, peace is alignment. Chosen one, the sign is this: when this man is fully removed, your spirit will stop negotiating. You will no longer feel the need to explain yourself, justify your feelings, or rehearse conversations in your head. Listen carefully. This is not random. This freedom is intentional. Hope begins to rise because you realize how much energy was being drained without your consent. Destiny speaks again because this release marks the end of an old assignment, not just a relationship, and that is why heaven has been so involved. Fear peaks briefly as you wonder how others will react, but sudden divine comfort surrounds you again. God says, I will handle their opinions. You focus on obedience. My child, the next hook I must place before you is urgent, because once this sign appears, a second blessing follows closely behind. Don't skip this, because many stop at relief and miss restoration. Have you noticed your prayers shifting from survival to expectation lately? That is preparation. Listen carefully. The blessing arrives as clarity in one specific area you have struggled with. It could be finances, direction, confidence, or peace in your home, and when it unlocks you will realize this man was never meant to walk with you into abundance. Fear may try to pull you back into familiarity, but sudden reassurance comes again. God says familiarity is not safety, obedience is. Chosen one, repetition is mercy now. Listen carefully, don't skip this, you must hear this, because the final confirmation will come through your emotions: joy without fear, rest without guilt, laughter without apology. Tell me, do you long for that kind of peace? This is not fantasy, this is prophecy. Rising suspense tightens because there is one last truth about this man you have not fully understood yet, something about why he was allowed to stay as long as he did, and when I reveal it, everything about your past will suddenly make sense. Stay with me, my beloved, because the next revelation will explain the lesson, the protection, and the purpose behind it all. And what happens next will shock you. Because the reason he was allowed to stay was not to break you but to reveal you. Listen carefully, my child. Don't skip this because this is where guilt finally dissolves. Immediate urgency rises as heaven speaks plainly now. This connection exposed the depth of your compassion, your loyalty, your endurance, and also the places where you learn to abandon yourself to keep peace. Rising mystery deepens because God never wastes pain. Fear may surface as you realize how much you tolerated, but sudden reassurance surrounds you now. God says, I do not expose to shame, I expose to heal. Chosen one, you were not weak for staying, you were learning discernment through experience. Tell me honestly, have you ever wondered why you kept giving chances even when your heart felt heavy? Listen carefully, repetition matters now. This is not random, this was training, not punishment. Hope rises as you understand that what felt like delay was actually refinement. Destiny sharpens because the empathy you gained will now be used with wisdom, not sacrifice. Don't skip this, because the next hook is critical. Once this lesson completes, your boundaries will no longer feel cruel, they will feel natural. Fear may whisper that you will become cold, but sudden divine comfort answers. Immediately, God says you will not lose love, you will gain balance. My beloved, the shocking truth is this: the man's presence revealed what needed strengthening inside you, and now that strength has formed, his assignment in your life is finished. Have you noticed how you speak differently now, think differently now, pause differently now? That is evidence. Listen carefully, because the next phase begins quickly, and if you hesitate you may miss the confirmation. Rising suspense builds as heaven prepares replacement, not necessarily a person, but peace, direction, favor, alignment. Chosen one, your life will feel lighter and others will notice. Fear peaks briefly when you imagine stepping forward without apology, but sudden reassurance flows again. God says, I am with you, I am pleased with you, I am leading you. Tell me, do you feel ready to stop explaining yourself? Don't skip this, because the final sign approaches, a moment when you will look back and feel nothing but gratitude for the rescue you once resisted. Listen carefully, my child, because the next part reveals how your future connections will feel completely different, and why you will never repeat this cycle again. Everything is about to change, and the difference will be unmistakable. Listen carefully, my beloved. Don't skip this final moment because it seals what heaven has already begun. Immediate urgency returns one last time because your future connections will not demand confusion to prove loyalty. Rising mystery lifts now because what is coming feels calm instead of chaotic, and that calm may feel unfamiliar at first. Fear might whisper that peace means boredom, but sudden reassurance flows immediately. God says peace is recognition. Chosen one, when the right connections enter your life, your body will not brace itself, your spirit will not argue, your mind will not rehearse escape plans. Tell me honestly, do you feel a quiet longing for that kind of safety? Listen carefully. Repetition anchors truth now. This is not random. This message was timed because you are standing at the edge of a new pattern, one where love does not cost your clarity, where respect does not require endurance, where presence does not steal strength. Don't skip this, because the final hook is this: the name that once carried weight will soon carry no emotion at all, no pull, no reaction, just memory. And that neutrality will be your confirmation. Fear may try to resurrect old habits, but sudden divine confidence rises within you now. God says you have outgrown what once intimidated you. My child, destiny speaks clearly as heaven closes this chapter gently but permanently. The future will not repeat the past because you will recognize the warning signs early and honor them without guilt. Have you noticed how your intuition feels sharper now? That is the reward of obedience. Listen carefully. The miracle teased at the beginning is not dramatic rescue but lasting peace, not loud separation but quiet freedom, not revenge but release. Chosen one, your life will move forward lighter, clearer, safer, and you will know without doubt that this warning saved you from sorrow you never had to experience. Tell me, do you feel gratitude rising already? Don't skip this final truth, because heaven is not finished speaking over you. This message ends but the guidance continues, and what unfolds next in your life will confirm every word you've heard, because the truth I haven't revealed yet will change everything.